Kyle Thomas here. So I just did that video where I was geeking out over the Samy worm. So now I'm going to show you how I actually did it. So the first thing is when the adding the friends is the first thing you have to do. So let's get out of here and go to somebody's profile. I don't think he's... Oh, I kind of infected all these people. But I think you can remove... Oh, out. Yeah. Anybody but Samy. Okay, so anyways. So now we're in Alice's page and we're logged in as Bobby. So we want to see what happens when we click the friend button. So to do that, we installed a browser extension called HTTP header live. What this does is this tells you what's in the HTTP headers that is going between the client and the server. So when we hit add friend, we have this. So this was it's a post. So anyways, so it did this, pointing, you can't tell, it did this URL up here. So here's the URL that it goes to add the friend. And then this stuff after this question mark are variables. So the friend equals 44. So that's Alice's user number is 44. And then here's this ELGGTS. I think that's some kind of cross-site scripting token to try and prevent what we're doing. And then it's got another token right here. And that's it. But the problem is if we were to do it again, then the tokens are different. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so this token's not the same as the token way down here. Wait, why is it the same token? The token was different every time earlier. I don't know why it's not different now. Excuse me. So you should have to redo the token every time. So we have to pull out those two tokens and put that in our JavaScript. So to do that, we look at not the page source, damn it. Turn on the developer tools. So tools, web developer, inspector. There we go. And then we look up here and we look at this script. Okay, where the hell did it go? There it is. Okay, so here is this giant thing of JSON with this ELGG variable. And we can see that in the security.token, there's the two tokens that we want. So in here in our JavaScript, we have, we set the URL to be that URL to friend, add friend, and then Samy's friend number 47. So we just hard code that in as 47 in the string. And then we concatenate the JSON token in there and in here. So even though it's going to be different every time, that's okay because we get the new one every time the script is run. And then we were given all this code by the instructor. I can kind of guess what it's doing, but I'm not enough to explain it. It's using Ajax, which I'm not that familiar with, and it's doing a post request. And then it's sending these the same variables as up here is what it's doing. So that's how we add the friend, which is really cool. So it's basically clicking that button every time somebody looks at Samy's page. And now down here with this one's the code that puts this is the part that makes it the worm. So when a user looks at Samy's page and adds Samy as a friend, this propagates it, makes it so when somebody looks at that person, then it'll add Samy as a friend and spread the worm. So to get that one, what you have to do is go to your own profile. There we go. And then you edit the profile. Oh, and we'll clear this out. And we'll clear this. So you want to see what happens when you update the profile, so you can update the profile of that user with what you want. So we hit save and we get all this. So now we're going to scroll back up to the top and get the post request, which is right here. Oops. Every time you click in there, it opens this little obnoxious. I haven't been able to figure out how to click and drag. Anyways, so we have this. Watch this bold stuff as I scroll sideways. I think it's as far as it'll go. So it passes all of these variables. It passes the ELGG token, and then the other one, the ELGGTS, and then right here is the name of the user whose profile is being updated, their description, that box with the description, the access level of the description. It's, public, friends only, or private. I'm assuming is what the access levels are. And then the brief description. And it just goes on and on with all these variables. And then at the very end, you have the group ID. And so what we're going to do in our JavaScript over here is we're going to do this post URL with the action profile edit true, which is right here. Action profile edit. And then we do this kind of the same stuff we did up here, except this time for the send, this string is huge because we pass in all of this stuff I just showed you. All of that stuff. And for most of it, obviously, if you were doing this for real on a real social media site, you would want to pull out the real values every time so you don't wipe the user's profile. But for this one, we just need the two tokens again. So the ELG token and then the TS. And then we need the user's name and then everything and the user's ID. And we leave everything else blank except right here for the brief description, we set it to that script that we inject. So it's just script source equals, and it's this file right here, and then end the script tag. And that's what actually gets put in right here every time on the user's profiles that I showed you in the last video. So funny, it takes like a 10-minute video or so to go over it, but it took a couple hours to figure it out on your own. And I'm not sure if this VM and site, we got it from the school, so I'm not going to give out the link because I don't want, well, I have like 5 followers right now, but eventually I don't want like hundreds of people spamming the school to download this. So if you want to try this, you should search for this XSS lab site, cross-site scripting. It looks like I doubt the school made that. It looks open source or something you can find. So I definitely would encourage you to go try that on your own. So thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.